Hey everyone, this is the Focus Spender, and if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about getting out of debt, staying out of debt, organizing your finances, and increasing your net worth. So normally when I do videos, I love to come to you guys with solutions. I had this problem and this is how I fixed it. But this time, I definitely cannot do that. So I'm getting married, very excited to be getting married in about 7 months. And I remember when I told people that I was getting married, literally the first thing they said to me was, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see what type of wedding the Focus Spender plans on a budget. And I'm thinking, my name is the Focus Spender, not wedding planner. I don't know how to plan a wedding on a budget. I don't know how to plan a wedding. Like, I can plan a function. I can go to my community center downstairs. I can order food. I can invite people over. I can wear a white dress and I could call that a wedding, but that's absolutely not what I want to do. And that's not what I'm going to do. I want to make sure that I have, a really nice wedding that I'm going to remember forever, because I will, and it not break my bank. I'm not going to go into debt over this wedding because I have, saved and invested enough that unless I just had a Kim Kardashian style wedding, I'm not going to break the bank. However, I don't want to spend outlandishly for one day, because at the end of the day, it really is just one day. But I do want to make sure that it's a day where everyone feels special. Like, I feel special, my groom feels special, our families feel special, and they can just talk about it forever and ever and ever. I know I sound like the typical bride because I probably am the typical bride. So the one thing I can talk about though today is what I'm doing to make sure that I'm not changing up my financial habits to accommodate for this wedding, but then also to show how I'm diverting my budget a little bit to accommodate for this wedding. So the one thing I have been very clear from the start with is that I am not going to save less. I'm not going to, more importantly, I'm not going to invest less just for this wedding. Like, I'm not going to spend less money on how much I invest every single month. So if you watch my video on my 2019 investing strategy, you know that I invest the max in my 401k and I invest the max in my Roth IRA. So I'm continuing to do that. I'm not going to change that at all. What I am doing differently though is diverting money from my sinking funds. So I have a couple of sinking funds that are really for pleasure. So I have a sinking fund for gifts. I have a sinking fund for clothes. I have a sinking fund for vacations. And so the sinking fund that I have for gifts, at some point I was like, you know what? I have like $700 in this sinking fund. I don't have kids. So no one I know besides me is getting married. So I really don't need to have any more money in this sinking fund. So I stopped putting money in that sinking fund and I'm putting that money into my wedding fund. And then another thing I stopped doing was my clothes fund, because I thought, okay, you know what? I can slow down on buying clothes. I really don't need anything. I'm just going to have to make whatever I have in my wardrobe work. So I haven't been putting money into my clothes fund. The other thing I'm doing is that actually, I stopped putting money in my vacation fund for a little bit. I actually used up a lot of it on my European vacation. And then I was like, okay, I'm not putting any more money into this for a while. And I started putting that into my wedding fund. But then I remember that, me and my girlfriends are taking a vacation next year. And so I need to pay for that trip. So I've started to put money back into that vacation fund so that, one, I'll definitely be able to buy the plane ticket with the money that's there already, but I also want to be able to have money for like going out and doing all those other things and to pay for the hotel. So I started putting a little bit of money in there, but once I get to a max of, maybe like $1,500, maybe even less, I'm just going to stop so that the rest of the money can go back into the wedding fund. A couple of other things I'm doing with my budget is that if you watch the video I had on how I spend my money, the one thing I said is I do spend money on getting my hair done on a regular basis because it saves time. However, my hairdresser, love her to death. She is so talented. Her prices are going up past my comfort level. And so I have slowed down on getting my hair done, because every time I don't go and get my hair done and I take that time to do my hair myself, I can put anywhere from $50 to $80 back into my bank account. So I've been slowing down on getting my hair done. I've been eating less lunch out during the week. So what I'll do, if I really don't want to spend any money, I'll just work from home. Like if I work from home, I'm definitely not going to spend any money. So then I'll work from home, and then I have to eat whatever's in my house. I will try and make my lunches stretch. So if I do buy lunch one day at work, if it's like a nice big lunch, then, you know, I'll eat till I'm full, and then whatever's left will be my lunch for the next day. And I might supplement it with whatever snacks we have in the office. And then from time to time, if I cook enough food for dinner, then I will take it for lunch. And then lastly, what my fiance and I both have been doing is spending less money eating out. So he buys the groceries and I try and cook. When I'm really good, I'll cook enough that it's going to last a few days. And so in terms of eating out, we probably at this point are only spending about $25 a week on eating out, which is really, really good. Like that's amazing. And I'm going to pat myself on the back there. So those are the things that I've been doing to keep my other costs down so that I can have more money going into my wedding fund. We're paying for everything cash. So one of my things is that even if I put something on my credit card, I'm definitely going to pay it off right away. But the thing about putting things on your credit card when you're planning a wedding is that a lot of vendors actually want cash. They don't want you to hand them their credit card. And if you do use your credit card, then you're going to pay an additional fee. I'm not about that fee life. So unless there's a real reason for me to put something on my credit card, I'm not putting anything on my credit card. I'm just paying cash for everything. So that's it. I might do a few more videos on this wedding because it's stressing me out. Like this wedding planning stuff I'm not feeling it. I just want the day to come. I just want it to be beautiful. But this whole wedding planning stuff, somebody else could do it for me. And speaking of which, I did hire a wedding coordinator to do my day of stuff so that we're not the ones like running around trying to figure everything out. And so that has been very helpful in organizing the things that I need to do. And now it's just time for me to find all the appropriate vendors, caterers that are in my price range. If you have tips on, you know, having a fabulous wedding on a reasonable budget, be sure to leave them below, and I will see you in the next video. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. Bye-bye.